Chapter 71 The Choice of the Second Soul Ring. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 71 The Choice of the Third Soul Ring. For the next period of time, Yu Tianlin stayed in the sect to practice. As for Thunder Academy, there is no problem at all, just ask for leave, as long as you want, go to school, last fart. Just like that, it took 8 months for Yu Tianlin to advance 2 levels again, breaking through to level, dash. The next step was to add a third soul ring to Yu Tianlin, but this time it was a coincidence. His father Yu Mingfeng was about to sprint to level, dash, so he entered a state of seclusion. If Yu Mingfeng can break through to level, dash, there will be another Contra-level powerhouse in the sect. A Contra with the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus soul is more powerful than an ordinary Contra, so as long as he can successfully break through, the overall strength of the sect can be improved. So, this time Yu Mingfeng can't accompany Yu Tianlin to hunt soul beasts. His cultivation is more important, but it doesn't matter, because Yu Tianlin's father is busy with cultivation and can't help. So this time, Yu Yuanjin decided to do it himself in this trip to hunt the soul beast. As for the affairs of the sect, they are temporarily handed over to the elders. Title Douluo of the 96th level assault system accompanied Yu Tianlin to obtain the third soul ring, which was really prestigious. Under the leadership of Yu Yuanjin, the two soon entered the old place, Thunder Canyon. This is already Yu Tianlin's third visit to Thunder Canyon, so he doesn't have much novelty about this place. He just wants to find a suitable soul beast quickly. Walking in the canyon, the two of them would encounter a few spirit beasts from time to time, and because these spirit beasts were all of the thunder attribute, their temperaments were relatively irritable. Whenever they saw Yu Tianlin and Yu Yuanjin, they would immediately pounce on them and attack them. But in the face of the attacks of these soul beasts, Yu Yuanjin didn't take any action at all, just released the pressure of the soul power and everything was done. This was the first time that Yu Tianlin had seen title Douluo's methods. There were many thousand-year level soul beasts attacking them, but facing the pressure of Yu Yuanjin's soul power, they rushed straight to the street, unable to move at all. You must know that the physical strength of soul beasts is much stronger than that of human soul masters of the same level. The fact that the coercion of soul power has an outstanding effect on human soul masters does not mean that it has such a good effect on soul beasts. Even soul saints and soul masters at the level of soul Douluo have to do it themselves when hunting thousand-year-old soul beasts. One mistake can make the soul beast run away. Not a problem. Although these soul beasts were suppressed with the power of soul power, Yu Yuanjin did not kill them, but put away the pressure of soul power after walking away, freed from the shackles. Although these soul beasts were not very intelligent, they already understood that Yu Yuanjin was not easy to mess with, so they panicked and dispersed. Yu Yuanjin didn't pay attention to these small problems, and said to Yu Tianlin while walking, "Tianlin, after more than half a year, you have raised the age of the first soul ring to 4,000, and your physical fitness has increased accordingly. Take a look, your current third spirit ring should be able to absorb 6,000 years. Yu Tianlin's dumb hair can attract thunder, and then devour the year of upgrading the first soul ring. Because the power of thunder and lightning has been swallowed up, Yu Tianlin will not have the effect of thunder quenching his body when he is struck by lightning, and his physical fitness will not be improved due to this. But the soul ring can correspond to physical fitness. With the improvement of the first soul ring year, his physical fitness is also improving little by little. Generally speaking, the improvement of Yu Tianlin's physical fitness comes from the improvement of the age of the soul ring, not the so-called thunder body quenching. Of course, if Yu Tianlin used the Dumbo to attract the thunder, and controlled it to prevent the Dumbo from devouring the power of lightning to enhance the soul ring, then he could use the attracted lightning to carry out the so-called thunder body quenching. However, the power of thunder and lightning in the natural world is too violent. Yu Tianlin's level is not high now, and he is still too young, so it is not suitable for such operations. If you want to quench your body with thunder, you must at least absorb the 10,000-year soul ring. Just work. Yu Yuanjin continued. After years of research by the sect, we have determined the first 3 soul skills that are most suitable for our Blue Lightning Tyrant Dragon Wuhuan. The third soul skill is Thunder's Wrath, which is a kind of soul skill that amplifies the body. Within a certain period of time, it will greatly increase its lightning attribute and soul power. The soul skill of Thunder Fury is indeed extremely powerful. Among them, the increase of the lightning attribute is nothing more than the increase of the soul power. You must know that the soul power is the foundation of a soul master, so the skills that can increase the soul power are all very powerful. Rare and powerful, even Dai Mubai's various body-enhancing soul skills can only increase strength, attack power and defense power. There is no change in soul power, after cultivating to the stage of tidal Douluo in the late stage. Even if the difference in soul power is only one level, there is a world of difference in strength. At this time, if the soul master can increase his own soul power, the effect will be extremely amazing. The Blue Lightning Overlord Sect was able to find out the soul skills to increase their own soul power, but they didn't know how difficult the process was. The soul skill of Thunder Fury comes from the Thunder Savage Dragon. Yu Tianlin said, "Together, our goal this time should be the 60-100-year Thunder Savage Dragon." Hearing his grandfather's gradual explanation, Yu Tianlin hesitated for a moment, but said, "Grandpa, I'm afraid I can't choose Thunder Savage Dragon for my third soul ring." "Huh? What's going on?" Yu Tianlin asked in surprise. "Don't you believe in the research results of Zhongmen? Your elder brother Tianheng broke through to level 50.00 some time ago, and obtained the skill of Thunder Fury. After using it, he can enter a berserk state. At the same time, the power of thunder and lightning increases by %, and the power of soul increases by %. It's just a soul ring skill of more than 1,000 years, and it can have such a large increase. If you get the 6,000-year level, then the increase can be even stronger. Indeed, Thunder's wrath is very powerful, and Yu Tianlin is also very envious, but for future planning, the skill of Thunder's wrath must be postponed. Thinking of this, facing Grandpa's puzzled gaze, Yu Tianlin said, "Grandpa, it's not that I think Thunder Fury is not a good skill, but that it's not suitable now. In order to absorb the fourth soul ring at that time, I will for the third soul ring now, it is best to choose spiritual skills." Yu Tianlin regained his composure, and said lightly, "The reason?" "Grandpa, it's like this." Yu Tianlin explained, "My third spirit ring can absorb the 6,000-year level now, and when I reach the 40th level, I can absorb the 10,000-year spirit ring. At that time, I will definitely be able to withstand the energy of the 10,000-year soul ring physically, but when I absorb the 10,000-year soul ring, there will be soul shocks. I will definitely not be able to bear it with my mental strength, and I will become an idiot by then. So now I'd better choose a spiritual soul skill for my third soul ring, so that my spiritual power can be improved to a certain extent, laying the foundation for absorbing the 10,000-year soul ring in the future." End of this chapter. Chapter 72. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Hearing Yu Tianlin mention the soul shock, Yu Tianlin frowned involuntarily. In the original book, even Yu Shaojiang didn't know about the soul shock, so it can be seen that the soul shock was not recorded in the materials of the Blue Lightning Overlord School and the Wuhuan Temple. After all, soul shock is not an important content. If there is any record, Yu Shaojiang must know about it. The so-called soul shock is the special ability produced after the death of a soul beast over 10,000 years before the soul has completely dissipated. It will have a certain degree of negative impact on the soul master when absorbing the soul ring. Under normal circumstances, a soul master can only absorb the 10,000-year soul ring after breaking through to level 20, and even if calculated according to the fastest cultivation speed, the soul master will be years old when breaking through to level as long as a soul master becomes an adult. His spiritual power will be fully mature, and the soul shock effect when absorbing the 10,000-year soul ring will be greatly reduced, and the soul master will hardly suffer any damage. Therefore, soul shock is meaningless to most soul masters. They are already adults when they absorb the 10,000-year soul ring. There is also such a thing as soul shock when absorbing a soul ring. As for cultivating to level before the soul master reaches adulthood, and then absorbing the 10,000-year soul ring, this didn't exist in the history before Douluo. This is why the soul shock is not recorded, because there is no need to care about the soul shock at all. So only Xiao Wu, who has rebuilt the 10-year soul beast, knows that there will be a soul shock after the death of the 10,000-year soul beast. But this situation is very troublesome for Yu Tianlin. When he reaches the 40th level, he can absorb the 10,000-year soul ring. At that time, he must have not yet grown up, his mental strength is not stable enough, and his soul is shaking. The next, % will become an idiot. In the original book, the reason why Tang San was able to succeed was because he practiced Ziji Demon Eyes since he was a child, and he persisted, never stopping for a day, so his mental strength was very strong, and he was able to resist 10,000 enemies after taking Wangchuan Qiushulu. The soul of the Nian soul ring was shaking. Yu Tianlin is different. The advantages of the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex are mainly reflected in the lightning attribute and physical strength, but not so much in terms of spiritual power, so Yu Tianlin's spiritual power is very average. If you don't want to, if there is a way to improve the spiritual power, there is almost no need to expect to resist the soul shock of the 10,000-year spirit ring, but it's not easy to improve one's spiritual power. The Blue Lightning Overlord Sect doesn't have a way to cultivate spiritual power, so don't expect to rely on cultivation to improve like Tang San. However, there are always more solutions than difficulties. After much deliberation, Yu Tianlin finally let him find a solution, which is the third soul ring. My third soul ring can reach the level of 6,000 years. If I absorb a spiritual soul skill, my spiritual power can be greatly improved. At that time, I can get the hope-seeking Qiushulu in the eyes of Binghuo Liangyi, raise the mental power a second time, so that there should be no problem with the mental shock when facing the 10,000-year spirit ring. To sum up, Yu Tianlin can only temporarily give up the powerful and practical soul skill of Thunder Wrath, and instead add a spiritual soul skill. Yu Yuanjin didn't find this aspect in his mind, so he couldn't help asking, soul shock? What is that? Yu Tianlin could only explain to him. The remaining soul power after the death of the 10,000-year soul beast. Hearing Yu Tianlin's explanation, Yu Yuanjin recalled it and couldn't help but nodded. You say that, it seems that there is such a thing as soul shock. No wonder I had a strange feeling when I absorbed the 10,000-year spirit ring. But the soul shock should have no effect on the soul master. When I absorbed the 10,000-year soul ring, I felt that it was easy to resist it. Grandpa, it's different. Yu Tianlin shook his head and said, you were already an adult when you absorbed the 10,000-year soul ring, and your spirit was stable, so it didn't matter, but I'm definitely not an adult by then, and I won't be able to withstand the mental shock. There is such a saying. Yu Yuanjin frowned. Where did you know this? Yu Tianlin said, I met some friends in the academy, and I learned this from them. That's right, according to what you said, all soul masters who have absorbed the 10,000-year soul ring have experienced such things as soul shocks, but soul shocks have no effect on soul masters, so no one cares. Yu Yuanjin said clearly. However, if someone is willing to study it, soul shock is not difficult to study. It is normal for some of your classmates to know this. Forget it, since this is the case, the soul skill of Thunder Fury can only be postponed to the fourth soul ring. Now you can find a spiritual soul beast to add to your third soul ring, but since you have already, I have a plan. Have you set a goal in advance? Psychic spirit beasts are rare, and they have to be dragon or sub-dragon, so it's hard to find them. Don't worry, Grandpa, I've already made a plan. Yu Tianlin patted his chest and said, Thunder Sound Wave Dragon, how about it? Thunderbolt Sound Wave Dragon. You have a good plan. Hearing Yu Tianlin's goal, Yu Yuanjin couldn't help but put a smile on his mouth. There are not many such soul beasts, and if they meet the age limit, that would be more troublesome. Yu Tianlin said, but Zhenlei Yinbelong is the best goal I can think of. Of course, if you have a better goal, Grandpa, that's fine. Yu Yuanjin shook his head slowly and said, forget it, let's choose Zhenlei Yinbelong. It is indeed very suitable, but it is a bit troublesome to find. After confirming the target, Yu Yuanjin walked to Yu Tianlin's side, lifted him up with one hand, and said, however, there are many affairs in the sect. Although I have left it to the elders for the time being, I can't always accompany you. Searching slowly in Thunder Canyon is a waste of time, so let me take you away. After finishing speaking, Yu Yuanjin carried Yu Tianlin and disappeared in place, as if teleported. Yu Yuanjin traveled extremely fast, even if Yu Tianlin had adapted to Chidori's speed, but he couldn't see the surrounding scenery clearly now. He could only see blurry shadows flashing by continuously. the more he looked, the more dizzy he became, and finally I could only close my eyes. After about 2 or 3 hours, Yu Tianlin only felt a shock all over his body, and the feeling of high speed finally disappeared. Knowing that it was Grandpa who stopped, Yu Tianlin quickly opened his eyes and heard Yu Yuanjin's voice. I have been searching for so long before I found this 800-year-old Jinlei Sonic Dragon. The closest to 6,000 years, so that's it. What do you think? That Yu Tianlin immediately cast his eyes forward, sizing up the soul beast in front of him. End of this chapter. Chapter 73 Hunting, Absorbing the Third Soul Ring. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 73 Hunting, Absorbing the Third Soul Ring. The thunder-shocking sound-wave dragon in front was originally hanging upside down on the cliff without moving, but with the arrival of Yu Yuanjin, Yu Tianlin's grandson, it was startled instantly. It is said to be a dragon, but Zhenlianbelong looks more like a bat, with a pair of huge ears, a circle of gray-white mane around the neck, a pair of wide purple-black bat wings, and it has only chestnut-colored claws, and a layer of blue wing membrane is connected under the bat wings. When the mouth is opened and closed, 2 sharp teeth of the lower jaw can be seen. Now that the target has been found, it will never run away, so Yu Yuanjin said calmly. Our Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex's martial soul is biased towards the attack system, and when absorbing the soul ring, it will automatically form attack-type skills. So if you absorb the soul ring of Thunderclap Dragon, it should produce a sonic attack skill. Yu Tianlin also said, I've thought about this too, the soul ring skill should be something like Dragon Roar. At this moment, the shocking thunder sonic dragon flapped its wings and hovered in midair. It didn't know what skills the 2 people below were planning to use after killing it. Jinlei Sonic Dragon's temper is rather irritable. The 2 people below broke into his territory, and now he did not leave after he appeared, so he directly attacked. Seeing a pair of big ears on Jinlei Yinbu's faucet emitting a faint light, an invisible wave spread out, hitting Yu Tianlin and Yu Yuanjin directly below. Although it doesn't look obvious, it should be a sonic attack without a doubt. Yu Yuanjin moved very quickly, and at the moment Jinlei Yinbelong's ears lit up, he stretched out his right hand, released his soul power, and formed a semicircular blue-purple soul power light shield, which blocked the 2 of them. In front of you. The sound wave blasted fiercely on the soul light shield, but it had no effect at all, let alone shattered. There was not even a ripple on the soul light shield. 10,000-year soul beasts have the wisdom of normal humans. The thunder-sounding dragon in front of me has reached 800 years. Although its intelligence is not as good as that of humans, it is still very high. Seeing that my full-strength attack was completely defeated by the humans below, he blocked it without injury, and was taken aback immediately, realizing that Yu Yuanjin was far stronger than himself. After feeling that something was wrong, Jinlei's Sonic Dragon didn't stop, and quickly flapped its wings, trying to escape from here. Want to run? Seeing this, Yu Yuanjin smiled indifferently, and in an instant, as if a giant dragon woke up, a powerful dragon's power burst out. 2 yellow, 2 purple and 5 black, a total of 9 soul rings quickly emerged, and in the flash of lightning, Yu Yuanjin's body there is no change in other parts, except for a pair of huge dragon wings stretched out on the back. Under the pressure of Long Wei, Jinlei Yinbelong couldn't help trembling, and his flying speed dropped sharply, but he was not directly oppressed by Long Wei and fell. That's right, this thunder-shocking sound wave dragon has been cultivated for more than 5,000 years. Unlike the 1 or 2,000 soul beasts just now, even the title Douluo will not be able to oppress it immobilized by coercion. After the dragon wings spread out, Yu Yuanjin directly mentioned Yu Tianlin, and chased after him with flapping wings. Jinlei's Sonic Dragon's flight speed was originally much slower than Yu Yuanjin's, but now being suppressed by Long Wei, the speed was even lower, so in just a blink of an eye, Yu Yuanjin flew near Jinlei's Sonic Dragon. As Yu Yuanjin approached at an extremely fast speed, Jinlei and Sonic Wave panicked a group. In desperation, the pair of big ears shone again, and sent out a sound wave attack towards Yu Yuanjin. It may be because Yu Tianlin was in his hands, so this time Yu Yuanjin didn't take it hard, and the dragon's wings vibrated repeatedly, dodging this sonic attack. The invisible and colorless sonic attack crossed a distance of tens of meters, and bombarded the rock wall of the canyon, directly blasting out a large crater with a diameter of 10 meters. Good guy, this sonic attack should be regarded as a mental attack. I didn't expect that it could cause such a large amount of damage physically. It was even more powerful than I imagined. Just when Yu Tianlin was sighing in his heart, Yu Engine had already flown to the side of Zhenlei Yinbelong, and Zhenlei Yinbelong wanted to resist, but Yu Engine moved faster, and the other arm swelled sharply. In the circle, it entered the state of dragon transformation, and then the dragon's claws directly grabbed the purple-black wings of Thunder Sound Wave Dragon. After grabbing the wings, Yu Yuan tore them violently, and the wings that looked very strong were torn off like thin paper. Hiss! With its wing broken off, the Thundering Sound Wave Dragon appeared to be in great pain, and at the same time could no longer maintain the flying state, so it could only fall towards the ground. Sure enough, the best choice is to let the soul beast lose its ability to move first, so that there is no fear of accidents and the soul beast will run away. Shocking Thunder Sonic Dragon fell from a high altitude, stirring up a burst of smoke and dust. With its 800 years of cultivation, although it would not directly fall to death, injuries are still inevitable. Yu Engine brought Yu Tianlin down to the ground. The dragon's wings flapped, blowing away all the smoke and dust, revealing the figure of Zhenlei Yinbelong. At this time, the Thundering Sound Wave Dragon was writhing on the ground, with only one wing flapping wildly, trying to fly again, but obviously, it was futile. Putting Yu Tianlin down, Yu Engine put away the dragon wings, and then appeared beside Zhenlei Yinbelong in a flash, as if teleporting, with the dragon claws waving. The other wing of Zhenlei Yinbelong also torn off. At the same time, Yu Engine did not forget the pair of big ears that could release sound waves on Zhenlei Yinbelong. With a ring of gray and white mane around his neck, he dragged it to Yu Tianlin's side. "It's done," Yu Engine said calmly, without blushing or panting. "Pierce it into its eyes with a short sword, so that its brain can be directly destroyed." "Okay." Yu Tianlin nodded without any hesitation, and directly took out the short sword that could transmit the soul power of the thunder attribute that his grandfather gave him when he was 6 years old from the dragon ring, and stabbed it into the eye socket of Zhenlei Yinbelong, taking advantage of the trend to destroy its brain. After being fatally injured, Zhenlei Yinbelong twitched, as if he wanted to struggle, but it was meaningless in front of Yu Engine, and only a little force stopped its movement. A moment later, with the condensation of a circle of purple soul rings, it showed that the Thunder Sound Wave Dragon was dead, and Yu Engine directly threw it on the ground. Without Yu Engine's reminder, Yu Tianlin sat cross-legged, summoned his martial soul and began to absorb the soul ring of Thunder Sound Wave Dragon. Seeing this scene, Yu Engine couldn't help showing a smile. "Tianlin, this kid, should be able to raise 2 levels again this time, and it's not a problem to transform into a dragon with 2 arms. Although it is a soul master of the 3rd ring, it should be comparable to the soul master of the 4th ring in terms of combat power. I can rest assured that he will run out like this." End of this chapter. Chapter 74 Thunder Dragon Roar. You are listening at novelfull.audio. According to Yu Engine's inspection, Yu Tianlin's current 3rd spirit ring's endurance limit is 6,000 years. Logically speaking, it is not difficult to absorb this 800-year-old Thunder Sound Wave Dragon spirit ring. However, Zhenlei's Sonic Dragon has a spiritual attribute and Yu Tianlin's own mental power is very average, so this absorption still caused a lot of pressure on him. Fortunately, even if Shocking Thunder Sonic Dragon has a spiritual attribute, it has not reached the 10,000-year level, and there is no such thing as soul shock, so Yu Tianlin will not be in any danger, but it is a bit difficult to absorb. After about 3 hours, Yu Tianlin finally transformed the power contained in the 800-year-old soul ring into his own. After successfully absorbing it, he opened his eyes involuntarily, and a strong sparkle shot from them. "It seems that you have gained a lot this time." Seeing that Yu Tianlin had completed the absorption, Yu Engine asked, "How is it? How much has your mental power improved?" Yu Tianlin turned to look at his grandfather, and said a little uncertainly, This is too much. My mental strength seems to have doubled. I can see it." Looking at Yu Tianlin's eyes that were still shining brightly, Yu Engine said, "Because your mental power has increased too much at once, you have lost control of your mental power now. I'll teach you some superficial tricks to control your mental power. Try it and see if you can control your mental power and regain restraint. Soul masters need to meditate to cultivate their soul power, and meditation is also a kind of exercise for spiritual power, so even if they are not spiritual masters, as their soul power level increases, their spiritual power will also increase accordingly. Although the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect does not have a special way to improve the spiritual power, but in the later stages of cultivation, the spiritual power of the high-level sect will naturally increase to a relatively advanced level. At this time, you need to learn to control your own spiritual power. In the end, Zongmen still summed up some tips for controlling mental power. At this time, Yu Tianlin chose some superficial mental power control skills suitable for Yu Tianlin's current state and taught him. According to the method taught by his grandfather, Yu Tianlin tried to control his mental power, and in a short while he restrained most of his radiant light. Although his eyes are still very aggressive now, they are much better than before, harmless, the rest will be slowly controlled. The comprehension is good, and the soaring mental power can be controlled so quickly. After a praise, Yu Tianlin asked, "Where is the soul power? Has it been raised by 2 levels?" Yu Tianlin nodded and confirmed, "That's right, Grandpa, I'm level 32 now." Ha 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 ha. Although he had expected it a long time ago, Yu Tianlin couldn't help laughing out loud when he actually heard Yu Tianlin say it. 10 years and 8 months old, level 32, this kind of achievement is simply appalling, Yu Tianlin added. Moreover, Longhua can also reach the level of 2 arms. He now feels that his arms have been filled with dragon power, and he can enter the dragon transformation state at any time. As for the excess dragon power, he starts to accumulate in his legs. After he absorbs the spirit ring at the 40th level, his legs can also it has reached the level of a dragon. The 2-armed dragon transformation was completely within Yu Tianlin's expectations, but at this time Yu Tianlin said it, he nodded in satisfaction, and then asked, "Then what about the soul skill? What is your 3rd soul skill?" Yu Tianlin smiled and said, "My 3rd soul skill is Thunder Dragon Roar, it feels pretty good." Yu Tianlin couldn't wait to say, "Let me see it." Yu Tianlin nodded, and summoned his own martial soul, and saw lightning flashing all over his body, and a streak of lightning formed between his eyebrows, and at the same time, 3 circles of purple soul rings rose. The 3 soul rings of the Soul Master level are all Millennium level. This configuration is already very terrifying. In the first part, apart from the increase in the age of the soul ring after the completion of the divine test, there is only an additional soul ring for the 2nd martial soul. Time to exceed. After the Blue Lightning Tyrannosaurus Rex possessed the spirit, Yu Tianlin didn't hesitate, and directly lit up his 3rd spirit ring, and used the spirit skill he had just acquired, Thunder Dragon Roar. As the 3rd soul ring shone brightly, a blue-purple faucet's head phantom instantly condensed behind Yu Tianlin. Hold head high. A high-pitched dragon chant burst out from the phantom of the dragon's head, and an invisible wave spread in all directions. Yu Tianlin, who was standing beside Yu Tianlin, bore the brunt of the impact and was directly affected. However, Yu Tianlin's eyes only flashed, which completely counteracted the influence of the dragon's roar. "Grandpa, how effective is my Thunder Dragon Roar?" After finishing the display, Yu Tianlin hurriedly asked his grandfather. Although he probably knows the characteristics of this soul skill, the specific effect needs to be heard from his grandfather who has personally experienced it. The sonic attack of Thunderclap Dragon can not only cause mental attack, but also cause some physical damage. After a moment of careful understanding, Yu Tianlin said, "But when you get its soul ring, the soul skills produced have a little change. Obviously, your Thunder Dragon Roar has lost the physical damage part, but relatively, the mental attack has been strengthened to a certain extent. However, it is not so much a mental attack as it is a mental control. After you use the Thunder Dragon Roar, the powerful mental fluctuations mixed with the sound of the dragon roar spread to the surroundings. As long as you hear the dragon roar, you will be instantly shocked by the mental fluctuations, into a dizzy state." Yu Tianlin nodded clearly. Strictly speaking, his Thunder Dragon Roar is a control-type soul skill. Yu Tianlin continued, "Your Thunder Dragon Roar has a huge range, no matter how far away it is, as long as the opponent hears the dragon roar, it will be affected. Of course, if the distance is too far, the effect of Thunder Dragon Roar will be greatly reduced. Although the opponent will also be affected, it's just to the extent of being frightened and restless. I checked, and the best distance is 10 meters, the effect within 10 meters is the best. Hearing Grandpa's explanation, Yu Tianlin asked, Grandpa, you are completely immune to my Thunder Dragon roar, so what level of Soul Master can my skill affect the most? Except for spiritual Soul Masters, under normal circumstances, your Thunder Dragon roar is very effective against Soul Masters below level, dash. As long as you use it, the opponent will inevitably enter a dizzy state. Depending on the strength of the opponent's mental strength, the difference can last for 1 to 5 seconds. Yu Yuanjin smiled lightly and said, above level, dash, and below level, dash, if you are careless, your spirit will be relaxed and you will be affected by your Thunder Dragon roar for a moment. As for those above level 70, even if you don't defend yourself at all, your Thunder Dragon roar won't have any effect. Yu Tianlin nodded in satisfaction. According to his grandfather, unless the opponent is a spiritual soul master, those below level, dash, will be stunned by Thunder Dragon roar for at least a second, which is pretty good. Moreover, Thunder Dragon roar is a spiritual soul skill. As one's mental strength increases, the power will also increase accordingly. At that time, it should also be effective against higher level opponents. End of this chapter. Chapter 75 Fengxing City, the Holy Dragon Sect and the Broken Clan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This is Fengxing City. It's finally here. Yu Tianlin, who was sitting in the carriage, poked his head out and looked at the tall city wall in front of him, and couldn't help but let out a sigh of emotion. Fengxing City can already be regarded as the hinterland of the Star Luo Empire. Even if it is not too far from the capital, Xing Luo City, Yu Tianlin set off from the Zhongmen within a few days after obtaining the third soul ring, and it took a month. The time has just arrived here. That's right, Master Tianlin, this is Fengxing City. Beside the carriage, a thin middle-aged man riding a horse, soul power transformed into a horse, said, the residence of the Posey clan you are looking for is in Fengxing City. In Xingcheng. This thin middle-aged man is Swa Giant Pain, Wuhuan Phantom Lizard, level 58 King of Agility and Attack. When Yu Tianlin was studying at Thunder Academy, his family arranged for him to protect him. Unexpectedly this time on a long trip, he was still the guard. It's just that Swa Giant Pain used to hide and guard in the dark, but this time he followed Yu Tianlin swaggeringly. Now that he had arrived at his destination, Yu Tianlin jumped out of the carriage. He had been on the road every day for a month, and he was about to throw up in the carriage. Seeing Yu Tianlin get off the carriage, Swa Giant Pain also jumped off the horse, handed the reins to the coachman and waved his hand, indicating that the coachman can leave. The two walked towards the gate of the city. Swa Giant Pain continued, the patriarch of the Posey clan has a contra-level cultivation, but even so, the Posey clan is not the most powerful force in Fengxing City. Oh. Yu Tianlin asked suspiciously, Fengxing City looks very prosperous, but it is not the capital of the empire after all. With the strength of Yang Wudi Soul Douluo, it shouldn't be difficult to dominate a city, right? If you change to another city, that's fine. Swa Giant Pain said, unfortunately, the Holy Dragon Sect's residence is also in Fengxing City. Here is the Holy Dragon Sect. Hearing Swa Giant Pain's words, Yu Tianlin's eyes flashed brightly. Of course, Yu Tianlin knew about the Sacred Dragon School, but he only knew that the Sacred Dragon School was developing in the Star Luo Empire, and he didn't expect that it happened to be in Fengxing City. The Holy Dragon Sect is the head of the next 4 sects among the 7 major sects in the Douluo Continent. The sect's inherited martial spirit is Baijia Dilong, and the suzerain Tuoba Shi's cultivation has reached level 89, which is only 1 step away from the title Douluo. It's just 1 step away, but this step is like a moat. Yu Tianlin's second grandfather, Yu Luomian, is also level 89. If there is no miracle, he will never be able to break through the realm of title Douluo in his life. With the substantial increase in mental power, Yu Tianlin's memory of his previous life became a little clearer. If he remembers correctly, Tuobaxi later fully joined the Wuhuan Palace, so he got the help of the Wuhuan Palace and barely broke through. Reached the realm of title Douluo, however, even if he became a title Douluo, Tuoba Shi was the lowest among them at level 91, which was the last among the title Douluo. due to him, Dugubo's ranking has been greatly improved, from the bottom 1 to the bottom 2, which is really gratifying and congratulatory. Crazy persecution of Dugubo. But Tuabaxi and his sect are just Earth Dragon Wuhuan, they dare to call themselves Holy Dragon. It's really arrogant. With some things in mind, Yu Tianlin and Zhou Jianpain entered Fengxing city together. Just such a trivial matter of entering the city, Yu Tianlin's perception of the Star Luo Empire has improved a lot, because Fengxing city does not receive city fees. Speaking of the entry fee, Yu Tianlin felt speechless. At the junction of the Tiando Empire and the Star Luo Empire, there are many kingdoms. To pay the city fee, the entry fee is calculated on the basis of the head, 1 gold soul coin per person. The key is that even the horses have to pay the city fee. Although Yu Tianlin was not short of money, Yu Tianlin still felt disgusted that he had to pay money to enter the city. Really, Nima is poor and crazy. After entering Fengxing city, the two walked towards the sect of the Posey clan, and arrived at their destination not long after. What I saw was a mansion, which seemed to occupy a large area. The walls of the mansion were thick and tall, about 4 meters high, and the height of the gate tower was even more than 6 meters. There were 2 big men standing in front of the gate, both of them were close to 2 meters tall, their waists were straight and sharp, and Yu Tianlin could feel the indomitable momentum of them from a long distance away. Before walking to the gate of the mansion, you can see a plaque hanging in the middle of the gate, with only one word on it, broken. Well, I think the plaques of the other 3 clans should be Li, Yu, and Min, so there is no problem, but the word bro hangs at the gate. I'm afraid it is not appropriate. Those who know that this is a broken family, but those who don't know see this plaque and think that the people who live here are mentally ill. Shaking his head, Yu Tianlin shook off these distracting thoughts, then turned his head to look at Zhou Jianpain, took out the greeting card from the dragon pattern ring, and signaled him to come forward and deliver it. Zhou Jianpain took the greeting card, walked forward, handed it to one of the burly men, and said at the same time, "Brother, please tell Senior Yang Wudi that Zone Yu Tianlin, the overlord of blue electricity, is visiting." Glancing at the greeting card in his hand, the big man frowned, but said in a deep voice, "Wait a minute." After finishing speaking, the big man turned around and opened the door and walked in. The other big man didn't move, he was still standing at the door, looking Yu Tianlin up and down. After hearing that I am a member of the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect, the Broken Clan seems not very friendly. Yu Tianlin was keenly aware of the attitude of the 2 gatekeepers. The Blue Lightning Overlord Sect has never had much contact with the Posey clan, so when I came to visit, their normal attitude should be flat with a hint of surprise. What the hell is this unfriendliness? It was the Clear Sky School that abandoned your Paji clan back then, and it has nothing to do with our Blue Lightning Overlord School, so it wouldn't be possible to blame us, right? At this time, in the mansion, the gatekeeper was holding a greeting card, walked to the door of a quiet room, and said, "Patriarch, someone is here to visit." Grass, a kind of plant. Failed again. An exasperated voice came from the quiet room, "Didn't you say it? Don't bother me while I'm researching." That the gatekeeper hesitated for a moment, but said, "Patriarch, the people who came to visit are from the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect. People from the Blue Lightning Overlord School. Why are you looking for me?" The voice in the quiet room paused for a moment, and then said impatiently, "The last 3 schools all wear a pair of pants, and the Haotian school is a bunch of bastards. But Fengxing is not much better. I don't have time to see him, let him go." After hearing the answer from the patriarch, the gatekeeper no longer hesitated, returned to the gate, and handed back the greeting card. "Our patriarch has no time, please go back." Point 1. In Douluo Middle School, travel is really by horse-drawn carriage or horseback riding, so don't complain. Point 2. When Yang Wudi appeared in the original book, he mentioned that in the city where the Posey clan was stationed, there was one of the next 4 sects who threatened Yang Wudi with the power of the Wuhuan Palace, saying that the Posey clan would be destroyed if they did not take refuge. End of this chapter. Chapter 76. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What? No see. Zhou Jianpain, who received the answer, expressed disbelief. In his opinion, the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect is the top 3 sections. There is one titled Douluo 8 Contras, and 2,000 disciples. If you add the affiliated sect's power, it is even more terrifying. Now they came to visit under the banner of the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect, but in the end they didn't even see them and let them go. It's too arrogant for a mere broken clan, just 1 Contra. Even if you are really dissatisfied with the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect, at least you have to meet up, and it would be good to have a few words of the scene. Yu Tianlin had expected it. In his memory, Yang Wudi seemed to be extremely rebellious. It is not surprising that he is being treated like this now. Zhuo Jianping didn't answer the invitation, but continued, I didn't make it clear to you just now, so let me solemnly introduce it now. Having said that, Zhuo Jianping stepped aside, stretched out his palm to Yu Tianlin, and introduced, Master Tianlin is the grandson of the master of the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect, and a core member of the sect. Sovereign direct line, that when the 2 gatekeepers heard Zhuo Jianping's introduction, they both showed surprised expressions and kept looking at Yu Tianlin, as if they didn't expect Yu Tianlin to be of such an identity. How are you 2 big brothers? Yu Tianlin cupped his hands at the 2 gatekeepers and said, I wonder if I can pass it on again. This. The big man who went in to report just now showed an embarrassed look, remembering how he was yelled at by Yang Wudi just now. He struggled for a while, and finally shook his head and said, I'm really sorry, the patriarch is really busy now, I'm afraid I won't see you yours. He still knew the patriarch of his own family, and as soon as he researched it, his relatives would not recognize him, let alone the grandson of the suzerain of the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect. Even if the suzerain of the Blue Electric Overlord Sect came in person, it would be useless. So he didn't want to scold and do useless work, so he directly rejected Yu Tianlin. What the hell? Although Yu Tianlin remained calm on the surface, he couldn't help but swear in his heart, I rushed to look for Yang Wudi excitedly, but I didn't expect that he would not even see me, let alone learn about the immortal grass from him and the way to treat Duguian. Yu Tianlin frowned and motioned for Zhuo Jianping to take back the invitation, and then went to find a place to eat. While eating, Yu Tianlin thought carefully about how to proceed after this. First of all, he had to meet Yang Wudi, so what should he do? You can't break into the mansion of the Posey clan by force, and even a Soul King level guard can't break in. If you do this, you can only be beaten into a pig's head. Then we can only start from the drug aspect. Yang Wudi is obsessed with drug research. If this is the case, Yu Tianlin, who had an idea in his heart, frowned, and after filling his stomach, he came to the Posey clan's mansion again. Whether it was the refusal of the previous visit, or the current return, Zhuo Jianping didn't say anything along the way, but just followed Yu Tianlin. Looking at the 2 gatekeepers, Yu Tianlin said again, Brothers, I'm back again, please let me know. Why are you here again? The gatekeeper couldn't help shaking his head when he saw that it was Yu Tianlin who came, and said, Go, the patriarch won't see you. Don't rush to refuse, this time is different. Yu Tianlin said, Go in and tell Senior Yang Wudi that the people from the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect will discuss with him about immortal medicinal herbs. Senior Invincible will definitely meet me. That's right, Yu Tianlin was going to blow up the king directly, and he didn't believe that Yang Wudi could shut himself out after hearing the news about the fairy herb. It doesn't matter if you reveal some information about the fairy herbs to Yang Wudi. Anyway, Yu Tianlin is not the kind of grassroots soul master, backed by the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect. He is worthy of everyone except Wahundian. Yang Wudi is also a person with a clan. He is not the kind of desperado, so he should not dare to mess around. At that time, it should be no problem to give Yang Wudi a fairy herb in exchange for all the knowledge about fairy herbs. After Yu Tianlin had thought it all over, he gave him the Yoxiang Qilua immortal product, since it was of no use to Yu Tianlin anyway. Fairy grass. The gatekeeper frowned, as if he didn't know what a fairy herb was, but after seeing Yu Tianlin's confident expression, he still said, Wait a moment. Then he turned and opened the door and entered, quickly coming to the quiet room before. The big man at the door hesitated for a moment, and then said, Patriarch, that member of the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect is here again. Boom. However, as the gatekeeper's voice fell, there was a muffled sound in the quiet room, as if something had exploded. The scene was very silent for a while, and the big man guarding the gate was sweating profusely. Ruined, the patriarch must have blown up the furnace. after a moment of silence, a suppressed roar came from the silent room, "Idiot! Didn't you say that? Don't bother me. Anyone who comes to visit should be driven away." Patriarch, it's not. The gatekeeper said helplessly. The person from the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect said that he wanted to discuss with you about immortal medicinal herbs. You will definitely meet him. Immortal great herb. These 4 words seemed to have magical powers, only to hear a surprise from the quiet room, and then the door of the quiet room was kicked open suddenly, and a figure rushed out. It was an old man with a slender figure, but he looked very well proportioned, with a ruddy complexion. He should be very old, but he still had black hair. Obviously, he was well maintained because he was good at medicine. After Yang Wudi came out of the quiet room, he came to the big man guarding the gate, stared at him with burning eyes, and asked, "Did the person really say the fairy herb?" "Patriarch, that is indeed what he said." The gatekeeper hurriedly said, "The person who came to visit is the grandson of the sect master of the Blue Lightning Bawang sect. He said that he has something to discuss with you about fairy herbs." After confirming again, Yang Wudi rubbed his hands excitedly, ignored the big man guarding the door, and walked to the gate of the mansion. As soon as he came to the door, Yang Wudi's eyes rested on Yu Tianlin, and he couldn't wait to ask, "Boy, are you the grandson of Yu Yuanzhen? Do you really know about the fairy herbs?" "Junior Yu Tianlin, pay my respects to Senior Yang Wudi." Yu Tianlin bowed slightly, saluted, and said, "That's right, there is indeed a matter of fairy herbs that I would like to discuss with you." Hearing Yu Tianlin's words with his own ears, Yang Wudi's eyes were bright and generous, and he said, "Please come in and tell me." After speaking, Yang Wudi turned around and walked towards the mansion. Yu Tianlin smiled faintly, and followed Zhuo Jianping's surprised gaze. "Strange, what exactly is that fairy herb?" The first time Master Tianlin was closed, but the second time he only mentioned the immortal herb. Yang Wudi, a contralevel existence, went out to greet him in person. Although he was very curious, but the guards must have Yazi as the guards, Zhuo Jianping didn't ask any more questions, but just followed Yu Tianlin into the mansion. Yoxiang Chilua fairy product can only avoid poison, not detoxify, and it can't be eaten, so it's useless to the protagonist. It just so happens that Yang Wudi likes it, so let's make a deal for him. End of this chapter. Chapter 77 Reaching an Agreement, a Fairy Herb. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After entering the mansion, Yu Tianlin found that it was bigger than expected, almost half the size of Thunder Academy. Being able to occupy such a large area in a city, it seems that the Piji clan is quite powerful. A group of people came directly to the meeting hall. After Yang Wudi took the first seat, he motioned for Yu Tianlin and Zhuo Jianping to find a place to sit down. "Can you tell me about the fairy herbs in detail?" That Yu Tianlin had already prepared the belly draft, and now facing Yang Wudi's inquiry, he said calmly, "That's right, Senior Yang, some time ago, our sect found a treasure land, and there are several fairy plants in it. Herbs. Immortal herbs, this thing should only exist in the sky. How many times can we smell it in the world? I didn't expect that we were so lucky that we could find immortal herbs. Unfortunately, we don't know the effects of those immortal herbs, so we dare not rush pick and take." Yang Wudi's gaze flashed, suppressing the excitement in his heart. He asked, "Since you don't know the effects of those herbs, how can you be sure that they are immortal?" "Senior Yang, our Blue Lightning Overlord Sect has been passed down for so many years. Although there is no research on medicine, we have also collected some information on medicinal herbs." Yu Tianlin nonsense, there is information about immortal medicinal herbs. The record, unfortunately, is a fragment. It only introduces the preciousness of the fairy herbs, and the appearance of some fairy herbs. We judge based on this. For example, among the medicinal herbs we found, there is a snow-white orchid with 8 petals. It should be the 8-petal fairy orchid recorded in the ancient books. The same goes for the other immortal herbs. As soon as Yu Tianlin said the name of the 8-petal fairy orchid, Yang Wudi was finally sure. He couldn't help but heaved a sigh of relief, and sighed, "You guys from the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect are so lucky that you actually found the fairy orchid. Herbs. But it's also fortunate that you didn't mess around. If the 8-petal fairy orchids are picked carelessly, they will wither and die on the spot. It must be made of gold and jade. As long as it is placed in a jade container, the 8-petal orchid will never wither. How about taking it? Yu Tianlin carefully wrote down Yang Wudi's explanation, and then quickly asked, how should I eat the 8-petal fairy orchid? Taking a deep look at Yu Tianlin, Yang Wudi didn't hide anything, and said directly, there is no special way to take the 8-petal fairy orchid, just chew it and swallow it. After eating, you can use your soul power to absorb the effect of the medicine. Yu Tianlin nodded clearly, I see. I almost know the reason for your visit. Yang Wudi already knew it in his heart, calmed down immediately, and said, you are coming to me now because you want to know the effects of other fairy herbs, as well as the methods of picking and taking them. Right? Yu Tianlin directly admitted, that's right. But why should I teach you? At this point, Yang Wudi's old face showed a smile, I just told you the precautions of the 8-petal fairy orchid, which is regarded as the most benevolent. Cough cough. Yu Tianlin coughed dryly, and said, Senior Yang, since we came to look for you, we naturally didn't plan to be empty-handed. Now that you know our purpose, what do you have to do with it? Require 2 plants. Yang Wudi was unambiguous, directly stretched out 2 fingers, and said, give me 2 plants of fairy herbs, and I will tell you all the knowledge about fairy herbs. Hearing Yang Wudi's reply, Yu Tianlin took a deep breath and said, Senior Yang, you can really open your mouth like a lion, do you know that we only found a few fairy herbs in total? 4. You just opened your mouth. Asking for half is too much. Is it too much? Well, in fact, when Yu Tianlin said that there were only 4 plants in total, Yang Wudi also felt that he was a bit too much, but he still didn't relax for a while. Of course it's too much. Yu Tianlin said without giving in, although your Posey clan has knowledge about immortal herbs, it doesn't mean that other forces don't. After all, immortal herbs are in our hands. If it doesn't work, we can find other forces that are proficient in drugs to try. Well, apart from what is clearly stated in the original book, Yu Tianlin actually doesn't know any other forces that know about immortal grass, but Yang Wudi and his other clans specialize in mixing medicine, and they are completely clear about it. According to Yang Wudi, there are quite a few forces that are intensively researching medicines and should know about the knowledge of immortal herbs. If Yu Tianlin goes to find cooperation with those forces, then he won't be able to get anything. Thinking of this, Yang Wudi let go, that's one, a fairy herb, don't tell me it can't be done. 1 plant. Yu Tianlin frowned slightly, pretending to hesitate, and finally said, okay, just 1 plant. Then it's settled. After the agreement was reached, Yang Wudi jumped up from his chair excitedly and came to Yu Tianlin's side. What are the other 3 plants that your sect found? They tell you all about it. Wait a minute, Senior Yang, don't get excited. Yu Tianlin looked at Yang Wudi who seemed to be devouring someone, and couldn't help leaning back slightly. Actually, except for the 8-petal fairy orchid, the other 3 fairy orchids are we don't know the high-grade medicinal herbs. Why don't you sort out all the information about the immortal-grade medicinal herbs from the Posey clan, and let me recognize them? Of course Yu Tianlin had to say that, otherwise he only learned about the 3 celestial herbs from Yang Wudi. What about the other celestial herbs in the eyes of Binghuoliangi? Okay, wait for me first. Yang Wudi acted resolutely, and left the meeting hall in a flash, and at the same time told the clan disciples, you guys treat me well, don't be negligent. Seeing Yang Wudi leave, Sui Jianpain, who had been keeping quiet all this time, finally couldn't bear it any longer, moved to Yu Tianlin's side, and said in a low voice, Master Tianlin, why haven't I heard about the fairy herb? It sounds very precious. You just promised to give Yang Wudi a plant. Can you explain it to the sect? Immortal medicinal herbs are secrecy of the sect. It's normal for you not to know about it beforehand. Now that you know it, don't tell the truth. Yu Tianlin replied softly, as for giving him a plant, it doesn't matter. Sui Jianpain nodded clearly, and then stopped talking. Logically speaking, he shouldn't interfere in this kind of matter, but he keenly felt the importance of immortal herbs, and was afraid that Yu Tianlin would be in trouble if he agreed privately, so he reminded him, that's all. Next, the disciples of the Posey clan came to serve tea. Yu Tianlin and Zhua Jianping just sat in the meeting room drinking tea and waiting. Until an hour later, Yang Wudi returned to the meeting room. As soon as he came back, Yang Wudi handed the stack of materials in his hand to Yu Tianlin. This is all the materials of our Posey clan about the immortal medicinal herbs. Take a look, it should include the other 3 immortal herbs you found. Herbs. In the original book, Tang San just gave Yang Wudi a Youxiang Qilua immortal grade, and he was so excited that he went crazy, saying, Tang San, if you took out this thing earlier, then we too would still have a fart. Join the gang with the Broken Clan, so here it is also said to give Yang Wudi a plant, and he should be satisfied. End of this chapter. Chapter 78 discussed the treatment of Dugu Yen. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yu Tianlin took the materials of immortal herbs handed over by Yang Wudi, and carefully read them. I have to say that the Posey clan really has a lot of goods. In Yu Tianlin's impression, all the immortal herbs that appear in the eyes of Binghuo Liangyi are recorded in these materials, even those that did not appear in the original work. There is also this above. While flipping through the pages, Yu Tianlin wrote down all the precautions for all the immortal herbs, and it took a while before he finished reading all the information. Seeing that Yu Tianlin had finally finished reading it, Yang Wudi said, how about it, is there any fairy herb discovered by the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect in the data? There are indeed. Yu Tianlin nodded, and took out 3 pages from a stack of materials. Except for the 8-petal fairy orchid, these are the 3. Big fire apricots. Star anise black ice grass. They are all good things. Yang Wudi took the documents, and couldn't help sighing when he saw the first 2 pages. When he saw the last page, he couldn't help but sigh. Can't help exclaiming, there is Youxiang Qilua immortal grade. That's right, this is Yu Tianlin's choice for Yang Wudi, Lihua Xingjiashu, Star anise black ice grass, 8-petal immortal orchid, and Youxiang Qilua immortal products. According to the agreement just now, Yang Wudi can choose one of them. It is said to choose one of 4, but in fact Yu Tianlin made such an arrangement. Yang Wudi could only choose one of 2. Because fiery apricot and star anise black ice grass must be taken together, a single plant is a strong poison. Yang Wudi can only choose one plant, so these 2 can be ruled out. He can only choose from the 8-petal immortal orchid and the fragrance Qilua immortal. Among them, the main function of the 8-petal fairy orchid is to strengthen the foundation and cultivate the vitality, and to get rid of impurities in the body. Generally speaking, after eating it, it can improve the qualifications of the soul master and make the cultivation speed of the soul master faster. However, Yang Wudi is now so old, even if his aptitude has been improved, it is of no use. It is already too late, and Yu Tianlin knows that he is so obsessed with drug research that he can put aside his soul power cultivation. So he chooses the probability of the 8-petal fairy orchid is very low. As for the last remaining Youxiang Qilua immortal product, it should just hit Yang Wudi's itching spot. Yang Wudi is obsessed with drug research, but many drugs are poisonous. When Yang Wudi is researching and refining, he is always afraid that he will be poisoned, so he is restrained and dare not let go. Youxiang Qilua immortal grade has no other functions, but it is invincible in avoiding poison. If Yang Wudi has it, he can use all kinds of medicines to play with his strength, so he doesn't have to worry about accidentally poisoning himself. So Youxiang Qilua immortal grade may not be very useful in Yu Tianlin's hands, but for Yang Wudi, it far surpasses other immortal grade herbs. Sure enough, Yang Wudi's answer did not exceed Yu Tianlin's expectations. Yang Wudi stared at Yu Tianlin with scorching eyes, suppressed his excitement and said, I want Youxiang Qilua immortal grade. How about it? Yu Tianlin smiled and said, since senior likes it, then so be it. Ha! Youxiang Qilua Xianpin. After receiving Yu Tianlin's definite answer, Yang Wudi danced happily. I've been looking for it all my life, but I didn't expect to get it through this method. That's great. After being excited for a while, Yang Wudi barely calmed down, and asked, since it's already fixed, when can you give me the Youxiang Qilua immortal item? Want it now? This is a bit troublesome, I haven't got it yet, how can I give it to you? Youxiang Qilua fairy product hasn't been picked yet, and our Blue Lightning Overlord Sect is far away in the Heaven Do Empire, so I'm afraid it will take some time. Yu Tianlin was confused for a while, and then changed the topic. I have one more thing here that I need Senior Yang help. Yang Wudi was in a good mood, waved his hand and said, "What's the matter? Tell me." Yu Tianlin said directly, "It's like this, I have a friend who is poisoned, Senior Yang, can you?" Poisoned? Before Yu Tianlin could finish speaking, Yang Wudi appeared beside him, grabbed Yu Tianlin's wrist, probed it, and said doubtfully, "No, you are not poisoned. I'm talking about a friend who was poisoned." Yu Tianlin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "It's not that I was poisoned and then made friends out of nothing." "Ahem, that's it." Yang Wudi coughed dryly. "Tell me about your friend's situation in detail." Yu Tianlin continued, "My friend is now over 30 levels, and her development direction is poison, so all the poison is condensed on the martial soul, but her martial soul is a snake, which belongs to the beast martial soul. Therefore, the toxin is fused with one's body, and it is inseparable. While enjoying the powerful lethality brought by the toxin, one has to bear the damage of the toxin." Poison man. Interesting. Yang Wudi became a little interested and asked, "To what extent has the toxin eroded her body?" "The erosion should be very deep." Yu Tianlin thought about it, and said, "To the point where her hair turned purple, and her eyes were green. It has reached this level. It's a bit troublesome." Yang Wudi frowned, but he still said confidently, "Although it's troublesome, if you let me treat it, it's not impossible. It's just that in this way, all the toxins in her body must be removed. That is to say, all her soul power will be dissolved in this way, and she will become an ordinary person." Hearing Yang Wudi's words, Yu Tianlin quickly said, "Senior Yang, there is no need to be so exaggerated. We can find her a soul bone, and then guide all the toxins in her body into the soul bone, and do the same in future cultivation. That way, there won't be any troubles." Forcing poison into the soul bone. What a genius idea. Yang Wudi's eyes lit up. However, soul bones are very precious, and it may not be easy to find a suitable one. You know, Yang Wudi has reached the realm of Contra, but he doesn't have a soul bone on his body, which shows how precious the soul bone is. Yu Tianlin said softly, "There is no problem with the soul bone. I'm worrying too much. It shouldn't be difficult for you Blue Lightning Overlord Sect to get a soul bone." Yang Wudi shook his head and said, "Although the idea is good, the process of forcing poison is not as simple as it says. That friend of yours is so deeply fused with the toxin, if you force the poison rashly, I'm afraid it's easy to be backlashed, and it's possible to play yourself to death if you're not careful. That's what I want to ask Senior Yang to do." Yu Tianlin said hastily, "Can Senior Yang help refine some medicines to help guide and force the poison? I believe that with Senior Yang's ability, there should be no problem." "Okay, I'll accept this matter. For the sake of Yoxiang Qiluo's immortality, detoxification and so on are trivial matters," so Yang Wudi directly agreed, "but I still need to find out what happened to your friend." "What kind of poison is it?" Yu Tianlin said without hesitation, "The green phosphorus snake venom." End of this chapter. Chapter 79. Yang Wudi, do you think I look like a fool? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Because he asked Yang Wudi to refine the medicine, Yu Tianlin temporarily lived in the Posey clan for the next period of time. Unexpectedly, this wait was 2 months. 2 months later, in the meeting hall of the Posey clan, Yang Wudi handed the 7 crystal bottles to Yu Tianlin and said, "Boy, these 7 bottles are the potions I prepared. You can find the right soul for your friend. After the bone, let her drink a bottle every night, and then channel the toxin into the spirit bone, and it will be enough for 7 days in a row. I have troubled seniors during this time." Yu Tianlin put away the 7 bottles of potions, expressed his gratitude, and said, "I wonder if seniors can give me the formula of this potion." "What do you want the formula for?" Yang Wudi said, "This potion is only effective against the venom of the green phosphorus snake, and it is not universal. Universality is not important, and Yu Tianlin is not going to use this formula to produce and sell it in large quantities, as long as it is useful for the biphosphine snake venom. After all, besides Dugu Yen, there is also the old poison Dugu Bo. his situation is even more serious, when the time comes to see if this formula works for him, but of course this reason cannot be told to Yang Wudi. Yu Tianlin could only reply, "It's nothing, I'm just afraid that there will be an accident on the way. The 7 bottles of potion will be lost or damaged, and I will have to come all the way to trouble Senior. If there is a formula, even if there is an accident, you can reconfigure it yourself. Since you want it, I'll give it to you." Yang Wudi said he didn't care about it, and directly gave the formula to Yu Tianlin, and then asked, "It's Yoxiang Qilua immortal product, when are you going to give it to me? Your Blue Light Overlord Sect has its own channel to transmit information, so you should have passed back the method of picking and preserving the Yoxiang Qilua fairy product, but it has been 2 months, why hasn't your sect sent you the Yoxiang Qilua fairy product? Send over." Unexpectedly, Yang Wudi would suddenly bring up this matter. Yu Tianlin could only say, "Senior, don't worry, after I go back, I will send someone to bring you the Yoxiang Qilua fairy product." Wait for you to go back. Hearing Yu Tianlin's words, Yang Wudi frowned immediately. "Boy, you are not lying to me, think about it carefully, after you came to our Posy clan, you just beat the fairy in the guise of tasting medicinal herbs. I got information on various immortal medicinal herbs from me, and asked me to help you solve your friend's poisoning problem. After 2 months, our broken clan has been paying, but there is not even a shadow of the Yoxiang Qilua fairy product you promised. Now you want to leave again. If you don't give me the Yoxiang Qilua immortal item after you leave, won't I be beaten as a chicken?" Well, Yu Tianlin was always taking advantage of it before. He thought Yang Wudi didn't care, but he didn't expect that it was because he was a hostage on Yang Wudi's territory, so Yang Wudi was not afraid of Yu Tianlin's tricks. Generously told him all the information, and helped him make the antidote, now that the promised Yoxiang Qilua fairy product has not been given to Yang Wudi. Yu Tianlin wants to leave again, so Yang Wudi has a showdown. Looking at Yang Wudi's suspicious gaze, Yu Tianlin couldn't help feeling a little guilty. In other words, I have been fooling Yang Wudi all the time. I don't have the fairy herb in my hand, and I have to rely on Yang Wudi's potion to cure Duguan before I can get the fairy herb. But although he was guilty, Yu Tianlin didn't show it on his face. Yu Tianlin said calmly, "Senior, please don't worry. I came all the way from the Heaven Do Empire. Could it be that I am idle and bored to amuse Senior? Since I asked you about immortal medicinal herbs and so on, naturally because of these things, otherwise why ask this?" Yang Wudi said with a straight face, "I believe that you do have fairy herbs, but whether you are willing to give them to me or not is uncertain." "Senior," Yu Tianlin quickly explained, "if it's the other 3 immortal herbs, we may still renege on the debt, but what you want is the immortal herb of Yoxiang Qilua, that's different. The function of Yoxiang Qilua immortal product is to avoid poisons. For you who love to study drugs, it is a rare treasure that cannot be found, but what use is it for our Blue Lightning Overlord Sect? Since it doesn't work for us, I promised to give it to you before, so naturally I won't go back on my word." What Yu Tianlin said was sincere. He was indeed planning to give the Yoxiang Qilua immortal product to Yang Wudi. After all, the Yoxiang Qilua immortal product was really useless, so give it if you give it, but it was obvious that Yang Wudi would not believe Yu Tianlin's verbal assurance. He was also an old man, so he was not so easy to fool around. Ensure, how much is a caddy? You say it's useless to break the sky. Sure enough, Yang Wudi was not moved at all. "I will not let you go until I see Yoxiang Qilua immortal pin. Since you are willing to give me the Yoxiang Qilua immortal product, why do you have to wait until you go back? Can't you give it to me first, and then you go back? Don't worry, our Posy clan has always been hospitable, so it doesn't matter if you stay here for a while longer." Oh, things are getting serious, and they are completely caught in an endless loop. Yang Wudi would let Yu Tianlin go back only after seeing Yoxiang Qilua Xian Pin, and if Yu Tianlin didn't go back, he wouldn't be able to get Yoxiang Qilua Xian Pin. What are you talking about? In the final analysis, it was because he was too young. Yu Tianlin only went to school before time travel, and has never experienced the beatings of society. After time travel, because of his identity, as long as it is not a big deal, everyone is used to him, like grandfather Yu Yuanjin, Lei Tiao, the vice president of Lei Ting Academy, who can persuade them with any reason and achieve their goals. So Yu Tianlin walked along the road smoothly, and he has the confidence of a stock fan. but now that he met Yang Wudi, all of these were useless. Are you the grandson of the master of the Blue Lightning Overlord Sect? So what, not my business. Want an empty-handed white wolf? No way. Moreover, Yang Wudi is indeed reasonable about this matter. After all, it was agreed before, and then Yang Wudi took care of all the content that he needed to perform, and he also helped refine the antidote. Now they ask you, Yu Tianlin, to perform the content of the agreement. It is not too much to give him the fragrance and Qilua fairy product. Facing Yang Wudi's request, Yu Tianlin finally woke up. Recalling the previous years, Yu Tianlin found that since he traveled to the Douluo Continent, he was too self-righteous, treating others as passers-by and NPCs, as if everything was under control. It wasn't until now that Yang Wudi's behavior exceeded Yu Tianlin's expectations that he came to his senses. The earth does not revolve around itself, and not everyone will follow their own will. If you continue to hold this self-righteous attitude, you will overturn sooner or later. If Yang Wudi let Yu Tianlin go without Yoxiang Qilua immortal item, and believed Yu Tianlin's verbal promise, then it would be a halo of Jiangji. Although I can write like this, but this is rubbing everyone's IQ on the ground. End of this chapter.